Hello, friends. This is Pastor Laura from Sunset Hills United Presbyterian Church. I am here with our evening devotional, and I would like to share with you about one of my favorite Englishmen, Saint Patrick. Oh, wait a second, you might say. Patrick? Saint Patrick? He wasn't an Englishman, Pastor Laura. We all know he was Irish, right? Ah, contraire, my friends. Saint Patrick was an Englishman. He was born in England roughly 1500 years ago or so. He was born to a fairly well-to-do family, as tradition goes. But in his teenage years, things took a turn for the worse. And Patrick was captured, taken in a ship against his will to Ireland, where Patrick became a slave. We don't often hear that part of the story now, do we? When Patrick grew older, he was able to escape from slavery. He got back on a ship, back to his home, back to England, where Patrick became a priest. He followed God's call, giving thanks to God for his freedom. He followed the Lord and found that the Lord was saying, Patrick, go back to Ireland. Wait, what? Now, if I were Patrick, and I had been enslaved in a place, and I had gotten away, and I had a good life full of freedom in my homeland, I would have pulled a Moses. I would have looked at God and said, Lord, no way. I'm not going back there. Do you know what happened to me in that place? But not Patrick. No. Patrick said, yes, Lord. Patrick got on the boat. He went back to Ireland. He went to Ireland and preached the gospel to the people who had held him a slave. Now, friends, we don't know that Patrick got all of the snakes out of Ireland. That's just a legend. We also don't know that Patrick was able to teach them about the Trinity using a shamrock. That's also just a legend. But we do know that Patrick went to Ireland, sharing the good news of the gospel with the people who had oppressed him. Now, if you're like me, you may wonder, how in the world was he able to do that? How did he find the strength to leave his family, to leave his loved ones, to leave his freedom behind, to take the risk of going back to Ireland? Now, I believe the only thing that could have given him that strength, the only one, the only person who could have given Patrick that strength is Jesus Christ. And I would invite you now to hear his words that I have here before me. I've printed in front of me the words of St. Patrick. This comes from the Catholic prayer book, and it is called St. Patrick's Breastplate. I won't be reading the whole thing, but I will be reading a portion of it that has gone down in history, that which gave Patrick the strength to do the ministry that he accomplished. Patrick writes, he prays, Christ with me, Christ before me, Christ behind me, Christ in me, Christ beneath me, Christ above me, Christ on my right, Christ on my left, Christ when I lie down, Christ when I sit down, Christ when I arise, Christ in the heart of every man who thinks of me, Christ in the mouth of every one who speaks of me, Christ in every ear that hears me, Christ in every eye that sees me. I arise today through a mighty strength, the invocation of the Trinity, through belief in the threeness, through confession of the oneness of the Creator of creation. Beloved in Christ, in our difficult times, in our difficult days, in our difficult hours, our difficult moments, we too have Christ. Christ before us, Christ beside us, Christ behind us, Christ within us. We must seek him, seek his strength, ask him to be with us for the difficult times as well as in the happy times, in the easy times, but especially in the difficult times, just as he was with St. Patrick. Have a blessed and happy St. Patrick's Day. Good night, friends.